Hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Championship Manager Lockdown Challenge, Season 3, Part 3. And if you are new around the channel, please do drop a sub to my channel, obviously, and to a like on the video if you enjoy this sort of content, enjoying the series so far. Any comments, anything you want to specify on, anything I've raised in previous videos, anything I've got wrong, feel free to correct me. Even though I've been playing this game for over sort of, what is it, about 23 years now, something like that. You know, there's still stuff to learn, there's still stuff you miss. I'm pretty sure on one of those episodes earlier on I mentioned about there being a graph of progress for the season. I know there is, I just can't find it, and I just can't remember where it is. As we go into today's episode, there's a bit more to catch up on. The last episode was a bit shorter, which was quite good. It's probably under 15 minutes. I'll try and do that again, so we will whiz through as much as I can. So, as you can see, we've jumped through to the end of February, so the window for the transfers has opened and slammed shut again. And it's done exactly to us what it did last time, and that has had an impact on our mixed bag of results again. Bit like last episode, we had a good run of results and then some kind of mediocre ones chucked in for good measure. So in terms of the ins, we needed some defensive reinforcements. I felt that's where a big problem was. We signified it, we showed it on the league table. Goals against was very, very bad. Paul McGrath had come in for sort of the early part of this run of games that we go through to now, and we'd actually gone a bit more solid, but then he got injured for a month. Window opened, I took the opportunity and brought in three. So we brought in Ahmed Trabelsi, Tunisian centre back. He has got like a new listing on here on the history, but he either regularly comes into the game or that's just not true, because I'm sure I've had this guy before. I've definitely had a centre back called Trabelsi who was Tunisian, and he was absolutely mustard when I had him before, and he's doing the part all right now as well. He's currently got more games for his country than he has for his club, but we've played him a few times. We've switched the centre backs, pairing around a little bit, but he comes in for 25k. He's worth 275. He hasn't got a big club release clause, so that's interesting. That's good. Which has reared its ugly head again in this transfer window, which we'll see. Janus Mikkelsen, Danish centre back. He was on a free transfer. Icast had released him, never played him. I'm guessing he's a regen by the looks of it. I don't know who for. Good attributes. Played 2 games, hasn't really done too much, but he is a non-FGM player, non-foreign player, which we do need a few more of, because we are struggling, especially when we brought him Lassad Hanini. Again, free transfer. I've had a similar position, like sweeper defender, right centre, Tunisian centre. I think when I was Albion Rovers, and he was absolutely brilliant. He ended up going for like 5 million to Glasgow Rangers or someone. He hasn't featured as yet, primarily because we've got too many foreign players, but he is an option in there. I think Hanini's playing well. No, the other guy, Trabelsi's playing well enough to keep him out at the moment. I think he is the better of the two. Plus now Paul McGrath's regen has come back in and he's playing well, so I've got no reason to drop him. And then we needed some cover because of one of the outs, which I'll mention in a moment. Didier Rabat, a free transfer from France, been released by Toulon. Not had much of a great rating, but there wasn't much else I could get, buying or not buying, really, in all honesty. So in he comes. Billy McDonald went to Wigan. He turned us down again, so that was disappointing. He'd have been the perfect foil. We have also got the Icelandic guy that can play in the DM role, but I think he's just not quite ready yet. Whenever we play him, the result doesn't really work out. I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of results where he doesn't play that they're not working out as well. In terms of what's happened now, who did we sell? So we sold Marco Rose to Hertha Berlin. We managed to bring him in and get rid of him. We don't have a left back. We don't have a need for a left back. We sold him for what we bought him for. Got 2 games out of him. We get rid of that 6 average rating as well, which is as important as anything. I don't think he's played for them yet, has he? Nope, not as yet. So great signing. And then unfortunately we lost Alejandro, Fernández, Álex. And this transfer, if you look, he's on a 7.8. He was on an 8 rating for most of the season, apart from those 2 last games before he left. Sporting Lisbon triggered his big club release clause fee. Didn't realise he had one. And I'll be honest, I didn't rate him that much. I mean, obviously his rating was coming in really well, but looking at him, I was like, oh, he's filling a gap, but he's played well, so I've kept him there. Didn't think to check he'd have a release clause. We bought him for 750. Obviously, I didn't, but the club did a few years before my arrival. He's penned some good returns, to be fair. And yeah, he's gone for 2.7 million to Sporting Lisbon, and yeah, we have stuttered since he has gone. We have not been able to replace him either with what we have or what we've brought in. So real struggle. We very nearly lost Velisca as well. He's wanted by Sporting Gijón and Sevilla. 1.3 million. He has a big club release clause. I tried offering him a new contract. He just isn't having it. Although he does show us happy now, which he wasn't before. So we've got the money to offer him what he wants, which is what he's earning right now and practically the same duration. But just getting rid of that clause. I don't know why, but he just wasn't accepting it. But he wanted to move to a bigger club. Maybe now the window's closed, that's kind of gone away a little bit. We did notice. Actually, I'm going to check on Fulham I'm going to check on Fulham now before we go into our results, because it's quite interesting. A few things. If I'd have checked earlier, we might have been able to intervene. But their squad, as you can see, is a little bit trimmer. Mike Conroy's requested he wants football. That they're not playing him. To be fair, I didn't last season either. But their team hasn't changed too much. There's a few additions and a few missing. So they've added Neil Blunt from Portsmouth, and there's been actually one added since I looked. And he comes in from Portsmouth off the back of a decent season, and he's doing well for them in his 2 appearances so far. They've also signed Robin Webb from who's that, from York? I think that said, yeah. Not too sure why, but two defender midfielders they signed. Yeah, maybe grooming the next replacement for Bjorn Holmstrom, who's going to be probably on his way soon. And then Rae Baker, another defender midfielder, right centre. So they're hedging their bets to replace it. I mean, it takes 3 players to replace him, let's be honest. But he's a bit of a journeyman already. He's 17 years old. He's obviously a regen of someone, I'm guessing. But they've sold some more players as well. Okay, so they released Zahovic on a free transfer, and he'd already gone to Trabzonspor on a free transfer. I haven't had a chance, didn't even know. Off he goes. They've released Noah Hickey. He's still on a free transfer, but it's another FGM player. I just can't be doing with it. They've loaned out Alex Martin. That's probably a good move. I did try and do that, but to no avail. Ian McGuckin's left on for a 96k. Yeah, he's a decent squad player. They've sold Pierre-Andre Gignac, I think that is. Good attributes. He's wanted by Hamburg already. Big club release clause. They've sold him for what I bought him for. Haven't used him. That's probably, if he doesn't fit with Big Jack. I would have thought he would have fit with Big Jack, to be fair. He's got, I know his heading's a bit bad, isn't it? They sold Tskitichvili. I'll get there eventually. It takes me a bit longer just to read it out letter by letter. To Le Havre. Again, we bought him in as a bit of an injury replacement. Didn't really do the job. Out he goes. And then they've loaned Michael Clegg to Doncaster. Okay. So, yeah, he's never really did it for us either. Premier League, they're doing okay. They are in 5th. I say okay, they're doing absolutely bloody fantastic. Let's be honest. Tottenham winning the league. I mean, they've practically won the league, let's be honest. Man United 10 points behind, Blackburn behind. Where's my Arsenal? Wow. What a fall from grace. I know Kevin Keegan, yeah, I knew Wenger wasn't there because he took a job in France. I can't remember who, but I think it was Marseille or Montpellier, someone like that. But they're right down, and they recalled Morte, who probably, he is playing, I think. No, he's not. They've loaned him out, so they recalled him from us and then loaned him to Benfica and then recalled him after them not playing him. You could have just left him with us. If I'd have known he was listed, but he didn't come up as available, so he obviously wasn't interested. That was annoying. Wimbledon look like they're probably going straight back down. They've sacked Joe Kinnear. They've got Terry Burton in. Joe Kinnear is at Sunderland now, who are just above. Okay, you know, like for like. I mean, he might as well. Ricky Gillies, I had him at Aberdeen. He was okay. I think I flogged him as well. Don't think I played wingers. Just recognise the name. Player tables. Alan Shearer, Dougie Freeman, Ronaldo, Leonenko. I'm just trying to see if any Fulham are in there. Canu, we know he signed for Arsenal, didn't we? Yeah, he's doing okay. Michael Twist is actually the top Fulham striker at the moment over Neverland. Not by much, admittedly, but he's not doing the same as what he did for us. He's never going to reach those heights. But anyway, let's look at our results. And I've just realised we're up to about 10 minutes now already, and we haven't got into a game. So we're not going to be having that under 15-minute episode. When there's a transfer window, there's always a bit to catch up on. So we started out with, I think it's Celta Vigo, which is probably the page before. Did we? No, we ended with Numancia, the defeat, didn't we? So yeah, Logroñés even the defeat. So yeah, Celta Vigo. We managed to get a 3-2 result here, but BP getting a goal and Velisca, and then that man Álex grabbing another 10 just to keep that average rating. He's their top goal scorer. He's gone to Atletico Madrid B, who are fighting relegation from this division, I think. Bit of a strange move. Then Celta Vigo aren't doing great either, but they're a big name, you know. I think we looked at him at one point as well. I think he's on our shortlist. He was, but don't need him now, so I took him off. We then had a 3-3 draw with Leda. We were 1-0 down after our wave after wave of attack. 2-0, same thing happened. And then we got one back through, two back through P of the BP partnership. Before they then went 3-2 up, and then we got a late one again for Veliska. So Veliska's doing well as well. He's having a good season, probably one of his better seasons for the club. I think he's got 2 more goals to better that. Yeah, and if he, as long as he stays fit, which I don't think he is at the moment. Oh, he is, okay. Then he should be okay for that. And then, turning point. So I put the mailman in behind the strikers. Obviously, we lost someone to injury. I can't remember who it was. And then we had to put... so I put the Icelandic guy in behind to think, oh, do you know what? This is his chance to shine. It wasn't really working. As you can see, we've stuttered. We lost to Legrones. We drew with Lassad. We were scoring. Okay, we beat Celta Vigo, but it was a little bit like it didn't feel right. So we put the mailman in behind. Boy, did it work. For a few games at least, anyway. Bearing in mind, Badajoz, or whatever the head pronounce it, had just sold their best player. I think to Atletico Madrid or Atletico Madrid B. They still went 1-0 up. But that would be last year here as we go 7-1 up. A bit like the San Marino England game for, was it Euro 92 qualifying? I think it was. Their goal scored by Pedro Benitez, obviously future Real Madrid player. Not at the moment and probably not on this save. He doesn't look anywhere near good enough. Phil Brazier, is that? That's not what I'm about to say. It's the one we had at Fulham, but there's so many Braziers, but none of them are us. As you can see, Barcesian got 4 goals. BP got 6 of the 7, with Paletta grabbing one off the bench. So BPP, trying to think if there's a better abbreviation for the 3 of them. I don't know if I can get all 3 of them in the lineup. Maybe that needs to happen, but we'll come to that. That's not going to be happening for a while. We then smashed Leganes 4-0. BP getting 1 apiece, Veliska getting 1 in as well, and Pauletta again. But the mailman getting the man of the match, racking the assists up, starting to play well. His rating is starting to creep up towards that 7, which we need. And Peter Beardsley is doing the job for us, but he is the mailman for us. He's delivering first class. And he delivers first class again in a minute. But we then slipped up. We lost to Villarreal. Obviously, I think they just come down from the top division, so probably not too surprising. BP getting our goals, not surprising. But Yao Pedro, I don't know who he is. Angolan striker, apparently. Grabbing 2 goals, and their own Álex grabbing 1. Oh, Brazilian. Okay, I assume they've signed it. No, he's at the club. Okay. So that made it 3-2 to Villarreal. So that's where the wheels started to fall off a little bit. 0-0 to Elche. We did take the lead. Diego got a goal. Couldn't break him down any further after that. It was disallowed. Couldn't break him down. Their goalkeeper gets man of the match. Yeah. What else is there to say on that, really? 3-1 to Levante. We did actually get manager of the month after the Elche game, which I was a little bit surprised about. But then we'd had a good run, smashed the team 7-1, 4-0. It was just what sort of came afterwards that, yeah, kind of broke that down a little bit. But this was 4th versus 5th. We were 4th, they were 5th. Yeah, we're not 4th anymore. The mailman delivered his first goal, first class, to give us a 1-0 lead. I think he gave us a 1-0 lead, yeah. But then immediately, 1-1. Immediately after that, 2-1. And then at the end of the game, chasing it, 3-1. It was really harsh. The game was much closer than that. In fact, we should have won the game, really, looking at the stats. That should have been a 3-1 to us. But the wheels are well and truly, KIOTA Gaming's not at the wheel right now. Yeah, I don't know what to say, really. We then, before this game, unfortunately, P got injured for 3 months. And we already had Pauletta out for a month. So we are, and the window's closed. So we are fucked, is the polite way of putting it. But we gave, against Ibar, we gave this guy, the guy on loan, Bolivian, his run out, which means we had to rejig a lot of the team because it's another foreign player coming in. He's done okay. He's got 1 goal in 3 appearances. Not amazing. His attributes look really good, but I don't know if he's good enough. But we did, in this game, have a goal disallowed. Barcesian had a goal disallowed. But then we went, they went 1-0 up. Of course, their goal wasn't disallowed because they never really are. Against the run of play as per. Before then, Sanchez obviously got his goal to make it 1-1. And then finally, we played Albacete, who are 21st in the league at the time of the game. Julio Iglesias, I mean, he was singing from the right hymn sheet on this guy in this one. Man of the match, goalkeeper appearance for them. We went 1-0 down against the run of play again. 2-0 again against the run of play before Besieging got 1 back. After we'd got a red card, Muniz got sent off. Again, looks like it should be a 2-1 win to us, let's be honest, or a 1-1 draw or something. But when it's not going right, it's not going right. I mean, Barcesian, He squandered about 20 chances in this game, it felt like. But without further ado, so we've got games today. Toledo, they're bottom. Not by some way, they've clawed it back. Or despite Albacete getting the result against us, they've clawed their way back. Who else have we got? I did pick this game on purpose because I'm thinking hopefully we can get on camera and record a bit of a resurgence. And then we've got Orense, who I think we've had on camera before we beat. And we've got Barcelona B, who I wanted to do in an earlier episode, but we're going to do today. So we can start off with Toledo, 22nd in the league. There's not much I can actually change due to player restrictions, foreign restrictions, that sort of thing. McGrath's back in, he's playing quite well. Trabelsi's partner that we're trying to sell, Pavlicic. No one's biting at the moment. We're selling lots. We've got lots of people on the list. If we stay here next season, if it is part of the challenge, there's a bit of a mass clear out, going up or staying in this league. That's what we're playing. So this game we're actually going to play. What's his name? Mariasson, the Icelandic guy up front. We've taken Sanchez out the firing line. He's not quite delivering. We're going to try and give the Icelandic guy a bit of confidence in this game. See if he can carry that through and pick us up at the table and try and push us through. We'll have a look at the league table after this game maybe, and I'll show you what we're dealing with. We were obviously right in the mix. I think we were second for a large part of those early games, but we're not anymore. We're not even in the top 4 anymore, and I think we're starting to even drift from that top 4. Balsesian has given us 1-0 lead in this game, which is fantastic, but I mean, if we lose this game, we might as well write the season off because they have been woeful. They've recovered a little bit, but they are woeful, and if we're letting goals in against them and not scoring goals against them when we beat Badajoz 7-1, I mean, we're missing a big striker, obviously. We're missing a huge part of our goals. BP, I think, are the top 2 goal scorers in the league. B certainly is. P has probably caught up following his injury, but he's got another 3 months out now. I think he misses the end. He's practically out for the season, which is obviously very disappointing. But it's the same old story. We're just struggling to score. Mailman came in. He changed that. He's kind of gone off the boil a little bit now, maybe. He's still a young lad, so he is going to be inconsistent. We have to just... We've taken the goalkeeper off free kicks as well. I thought, do you know what? I'd only seen him take 2. So I thought maybe him being on the free kicks, it was affecting us, maybe not getting so many. So I've kept him on pens. We've not had any pens either. So maybe there is something in it. He's still only on the 1 pen, 1 goal. And that's all we've had, 1 for 1. As the Icelandic guy scores 65 minutes, that should see out the result. And I will bring on Sanchez for a bit of... Do you know, as much as anything, I'm going to protect Balsesian because we cannot afford him to be out. Vida's had a good game, so we're going to secure that number 8 rating, and we are going to bring Tyra off as well. He's kind of taken that role from Álex. We did sign the French guy. I don't think he's good enough. The Portuguese guy we've got in the club already, Tyra, he might be the better option, but it has all been since he went. I don't know what to do. We've got no money, no one interested, no one good enough. I don't really know what to put in there because he wasn't really an expert at either position, really. He was kind of in the middle. But a good 2-0 win. I'll show you the league table before the next game, which will be right now. Okay, we're back. And 2 bits of good news that happened in that week. This is quite good because the weeks fly through and we've got no midweek games, so it's literally Saturday. So players rest. And that also actually helps the injury situation. Pauletta's back. He's not in full training yet, so he won't be featuring in this game. Maybe the next one if we can get him up to 100 or sort of high 80s, early 90s, that sort of thing. And Valiska signed his contract. So fabulous news all round. We got Orense today. We'll have a quick look at the league table. So we are still 5th. 2 points clear of 6th, which is good, obviously. But we're 2 points back on Osasuna and we're starting to really fall behind Las Palmas. Legrones possibly haven't put as much distance up in front as we'd expect. I mean, we're banging the goals in. It's just, look at that. We're almost like one, oh my God, far and away. I mean, look at that Osasuna's against the record against us. 30 more goals we've scored, but then we've also scored 30 more goals than them. So, I mean, we are the reincarnation of Kevin Keegan, aren't we? I think we are. Oh, we got Vida out, so Pedretti's coming in. We're going to stick Arpon on the bench. Oh, Pauletta's contract actually runs out. We need to look at that because he was wanted as well. We got a few big bids for him. Oh, what's his rating? 70. He can't come in now, but if I don't do it, oh, Tyra as well. We've got a few players now in the last couple of months of their contract. A couple of them I hope that are transfer listed can just piss off, to be honest, because no one's interested. But I mean, we've got that left back from Italy, Roma. Can't. No one wants him. He's back from his 11-month injury now, whatever it was. 8-month injury, what it was. No one wants him, and it's going to cost us £500,000 to free him. So yeah, not ideal. Is it Trotter? I think his name is. I mean, he's pulling a right old deal boy on us, isn't he? Let's be honest. Keeping that contract running. I mean, whoever gave him that contract, I do not know, but they should be sacked from the board as we go 1-0 down against the Rents. They're, what, 11th in the league, 12th in the league, and it's Avika Mornar. We've seen this guy. I think he goes on to have quite a good career in Europe beyond this. I think in Germany. I might have mentioned it in the last video. Did we play him in the last video? Did we maybe play this team in the last episode? I hope not. My memory's terrible if I did, because I only recorded that about 2-3 hours before this one. So that would be absolutely appalling memory. But we're not doing much. But we'd be glad to have Pauletta back. I'm going to go 2-0 down. What can we do? See, I'm amazed, and the Icelandic guy has scored. I'm amazed our goal scoring numbers are so much higher than everyone else, because it doesn't. Obviously, we had that 7-game and 4-game swing. You know, was it 11 goals in 2 games? That helps, but we don't feel like it doesn't feel like we outscore that much. But our defence is so leaky, so leaky. Babasule, I recognise that name from somewhere. I don't know why. Maybe it's Sule. I recognise from Nicolas Sule, who plays for Bayern Munich at the moment. Oh, can we do something just to nick a goal here? Right, who's not playing well? Valeska. Do you know what? I'm going to stick him up front. We're going for this. Mailman. We're going to bring in Arpon for... Who's the other guy? Pedretti. Here, and he's having a woeful game as well. We're going to do that. Going to try that. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just trying anything. Diego can get forward. You can drop back as well, or you can go wide. You can go wide. And we're going to drop sweeper arrows on the defenders, just to keep, you know, almost like a forward line and a back line, almost like a no midfield. I mean, this could bite us. We could lose 4-1, or we could come back and win 3-2, or nothing could change at all. Which is, there we go. Of course, we're going to concede another one. Nothing at all was not going to happen in that game. Not with our defence. Not with our leaky defence. I need to look at that again, perhaps. I mean, I don't really know. Can we get a consolation? No, I can't even get the consolation. Oh, woeful. Look, absolutely battered by a lower level team. And we've got Barcelona B next. That's going to be fun. Although they're not doing amazing, I bet they've got some players they can borrow. But we'll have a look next episode, next game, which will be, well, any second now for you. A little while for me. We're back on Saturday. Here we are. We've got Barcelona B. We are now 6th. We've dropped a position. We are falling away from car. We are, what's that, 5 points away from 4th now. This is not going to plan. Now, can we get Pauletta back in? And I forgot to give him his contract. Do you know what? I'm going to put Pauletta in. I just don't know what else to do. Conway. Trabelsi's coming down a little bit, isn't he? I don't know who else to stick in. I don't know what we can do, in all honesty, that's better than what we've got. I mean, do we give this guy... I think Trabelsi's the better of the two. I mean, I'd like to play, maybe give both, but in Conway's... You know, Conway's doing well, but he's young. And our defence is leaky, so although he's getting the ratings, is he actually good, or is he just seeing a lot of the ball, so it's looking like he's doing good? I'm not too sure. That's probably another injury. No, it's not. Can we get back in the run, get back in the race? Arcesian makes it 1-0, get in. And we are very consistent at being inconsistent. Well, there we go. That's our decision made next game. Who have we got at the back? We've got Mikkelsen in for Conway. I'm not too convinced about Mikkelsen. He comes straight in and the goal goes straight in. Oh, my word. Baquero. It's not the Baquero we had at Fulham. It's probably his son, because he was quite old. So it could well be. Paulinho's through. He doesn't score. He's still a bit rusty back from his injury. But we need to get these players back, get them back firing, get them back scoring. I mean, we're missing. Although Barcesian is our top scorer, probably by a country mile, he only seems to play as well when he's got Pellizzoli, is it, next to him. Like, no one else I've put next to him really brings the best out of him. He gets so many chances when the other guy's next to him. And I think, obviously, losing Álex as well, like we've mentioned, it hurt. It's been since then. Obviously, taking the goals out is obviously a problem, and it was two things happening at once. I think it's Álex in that midfield spot. I think we just need him. We need him back. But we need to rally now and just try and nick this result. Nick a win here. Just get ourselves back. Oh, we're going to go down to 10 men, aren't we? There he goes. He's off. Right. I don't really know what to do, in all honesty. Oh, my word. Right, we're going to bring Marison on for the mailman. He hasn't really done anything. Going to try this. Oh, we'll try this. We'll try and get to the wings. Try and get to the byline, but we're going to lose. We've got half an hour to hold out. Half an hour to hold out with 10 men. I don't think we're going to get to 70 minutes, in all honesty. The storm is coming. Look, you can see it. The red bar at the bottom. It's going back a little bit now, but it was just a red tide coming right to left. We had a chance. Oh, it's a mistake, but we've held on. Do you know what? I'll take a draw now. Oh, no, I won't. I will take the win. I will take the win. Right, let's just make sure of this now. So, he's going there. He can go there. We're dropping him in. We're going defensive. Mathiasson can go in defence. Velasca there. Paletta. And we're just long ball. Please hold on. 87 minutes. Please hold on. Oh, that was Samal Sabrosa, isn't it? That's the... Where is he? He's the one that was linked with Liverpool for about 10 years on the spin, and I think he's not going to like Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, I think. And wow, have they signed him? He starts there by the looks of it. Okay, he's not very good. He's okay. He's not very good. Well, he's not doing very well for them, but I don't think they're doing very well anyway. So let's go and see what that result does to the table. Got our goalkeeper getting man of the match. Fair play. He hasn't scored a penalty. He hasn't scored a free kick. I mean, he's not on free kick, so it'd be unlikely. But he's done well there. He's got us the points. He's made sure we've got the points there. So we've got another red card now to contend with. So that's someone else we're going to be missing for a game. And there we go. So the board are pleased with the current league position. So I don't know what their expectations were coming into this season. I don't know if they were promoted teams, just had a lot of money, or they were relegated a couple of years ago. I'm not too sure, but we're going to quickly do... Oh, he wants a lot. We can only offer him free. We're going to offer him the free. I mean, we can't risk losing him just in case we can't replace him, in all honesty. God, they look... Okay, we're willing to offer Paletta 9. He's on 9, to be fair. So, okay. Ooh, that's a lot of money for someone who's a bit of a backup, but to be honest, we need to keep him happy. If his contract starts running down, his morale drops, he's going to stop scoring. Not like he's scoring lots anyway, but Conway's out again. McGrath, hopefully... won't affect his health too much as we go and look at the league table. 1 point behind... Oh, sorry, 2... No, 3 points behind 4th. Only 1 behind 5th. Behind Elche. We've got... I think the league's gone, in all honesty. 14 points behind Logrones now. That's insurmountable, I think. Toledo, push them down a little bit. Let's have a look at our fixtures and where we might be coming back. I mean, potentially we're looking at a league running a bit like the Fulham save. We might do one more episode in the middle somewhere. We'll see how we get on. If we have a good bit of run of form, not looking likely at the moment in all honesty, but we will come back sort of in the middle here and see where that leaves us. If not, if we kind of fade away, which it looks like is more likely, then we'll just sort of come back near the end of the season and just see it out and just see what we do. If you've enjoyed today's episode, and a bit of a longer one again, please do drop a like on the video, drop a sub if you're new around here as well. All that good lovely stuff makes my day when I see those pop up in my emails. And until next episode, what's that, number 17 I think it will be, when we potentially have a... Well, we'll know where we stand anyway. Let's just leave it at that. I will see you next time. Take care. Goodbye.